Have you ever wondered how the United States Constitution, the very foundation of the American political system, came into being? Let's take a journey back to the year 1787, to a time of debates, compromises, and visions. Our destination is Philadelphia, the city where history was about to be made. It was in this city that an event of monumental importance took place, a gathering that would soon be referred to as the Miracle of Philadelphia. The Constitutional Convention was held, and the air was rife with tension, anticipation, and the promise of a new beginning. Delegates from different states came together, each carrying the hopes and aspirations of their people and a shared vision for a new form of government. The process was not easy. There were debates, heated and passionate, as the Founding Fathers grappled with the task of shaping a constitution that would stand the test of time. There were compromises, difficult and necessary, as they navigated through a maze of conflicting interests and values. And there were visions, bold and daring, of a nation that would uphold the principles of democracy, freedom, and equality. The task was daunting, but the Founding Fathers rose to the challenge. They pored over every word, every phrase, ensuring that the Constitution would reflect the spirit of the nation they aimed to build. Their dedication, their commitment, and their unwavering belief in the cause they were fighting for resulted in the creation of a constitution that would become the bedrock of the American political system. And so, in the heat of debate and the crucible of compromise, a new form of government was born. A government of the people, by the people, and for the people. A government that would, in the words of Abraham Lincoln, ensure that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Thus, the Miracle of Philadelphia laid the cornerstone of the United States of America. Abraham Lincoln, a name synonymous with freedom and justice, but did you know about his unique connection with the Secret Service? This tale begins in the throes of the Civil War in the year 1865, when counterfeit currency was rife, threatening to destabilize the already fragile economy of a nation at war with itself. Enter Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, known for his wisdom and foresight. Recognizing the need to safeguard the economy, he established the Secret Service. But contrary to what you might expect, this agency was not initially created for protecting the president. Instead, its primary mission was to combat the counterfeit currency crisis. Under Lincoln's watchful eye, the Secret Service quickly went to work. Their efforts proved to be a game changer, helping to stabilize the nation's banking system and, in turn, the economy, at a time when the country was deeply divided and in desperate need of unity and stability. But as the pages of history turned, so did the role of the Secret Service. In the wake of Lincoln's assassination, the agency underwent a significant evolution. It expanded its mission to include the protection of the president, becoming the stalwart shield that we associate it with today. This marked a poignant twist of fate. Lincoln, the very man who had created the Secret Service, could have benefited from the protective services that it would later provide. Yet, in a tragic stroke of irony, he was assassinated before the agency evolved into its current role. And so, the legacy of Lincoln and the Secret Service remain inextricably intertwined. Lincoln, the great emancipator, laid the foundation for an agency that would go on to become a central part of the presidential infrastructure, safeguarding the leaders of the free world. Ironically, the very agency created by Lincoln would later become a shield for presidents, a protection he himself tragically lacked. What does it mean to be a soldier? The tale of the Lost Battalion during World War I provides a heart-wrenching answer. In the autumn of 1918, deep within the dense Argonne forest, a unit of the 77th Division found themselves in a predicament that would test the mettle of even the hardiest among them. This was the Lost Battalion, a group of some 500 men who, during the Meuse-Argonne offensive, found themselves cut off and encircled by German forces. The situation was dire. Not only were they isolated, but they were also without adequate food, water, or ammunition. Yet, despite these hardships, the men of the Lost Battalion were anything but defeated. They were American soldiers, and they were determined to hold their ground. For nearly a week, they withstood wave after wave of German assaults. Their resilience was remarkable. Even as their numbers dwindled, they did not waver. They fought with every ounce of their strength, every shred of their spirit. They clung to the hope of rescue, the hope of survival. Their bravery did not go unnoticed. On the 8th day, relief finally arrived. The Lost Battalion had held their ground, they had endured. But their victory came at a heavy cost. Of the original 500 men, only around 200 had survived. The rest had been either killed or captured by the enemy, yet their sacrifice was not in vain. The story of the Lost Battalion became a symbol of American determination and courage. It served as a stark reminder of the harsh realities of war, of the tremendous sacrifices made by those who answer the call to defend their country. The Lost Battalion, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the American soldier. In the throes of the Great Depression, a group of World War I veterans found themselves marching not against an enemy, but their own government. This chapter in American history, known as the Bonus Army March, begins in the year 1932. Amidst economic hardship and desperation, around 20,000 veterans of the Great War found themselves compelled to take an unprecedented step. They rallied together, forming the Bonus Army, and embarked on a journey to the very heart of their nation, Washington, D.C. Their demand? Early payment of a promised bonus for their wartime service, a considerable sum that could provide some relief from the biting effects of the Depression. But what should have been a peaceful demonstration turned into a tragic spectacle. The government's response was far from receptive. Instead of the support they had risked their lives for, the veterans were met with a wall of resistance. An eviction order was issued, leading to the destruction of their makeshift camp and, worse, the loss of life. At the helm of this eviction was none other than General Douglas MacArthur, a decorated war hero. The irony was not lost on the public. A war hero, ordering the use of force against fellow veterans. The event sparked a nationwide controversy, with many condemning the government's harsh response. But the Bonus Army's march was not in vain. Their plight served to highlight the inadequate support system for veterans, eventually leading to the creation of the GI Bill in 1944, providing benefits for veterans of the Second World War. The Bonus Army March, a poignant reminder of the struggles faced by those who serve. It's a chapter of American history that emphasizes the need for a nation to not only honor its heroes in times of war, but also support them in times of peace. Did you know that some of the brightest minds behind America's technological advancements were former Nazis? This may sound like a line from a movie script, but it's a fact firmly rooted in American history. This is the story of Operation Paperclip, a classified program that brought German scientists, engineers, and technicians to the United States after World War II. The end of the war didn't mean the end of competition among nations. In fact, it marked the beginning of a new race, a race for scientific supremacy. Operation Paperclip was the United States strategy in this race, a bold and ethically challenging plan that saw former Nazis working on American soil. These experts, many of whom had been instrumental in Nazi Germany's military and scientific endeavors, were now employed by the US, working on various projects. They contributed significantly to areas like the space program and military research. Their knowledge and expertise played a crucial role in America's post-war technological advancements. Yet, the ethical implications of this recruitment were profound and deeply controversial. Here was a nation that had fought against the horrors of Nazism, now welcoming and utilizing the skills of those who had been a part of that regime. It was a decision that sparked debates about the nature of war, the cost of progress, and the boundaries of morality. But the fact remains that Operation Paperclip had a significant impact on American history. Many of the technologies we take for granted today have their roots in this program. It's a stark reminder of how war, science, and ethics can intersect in complex and unexpected ways. Operation Paperclip, a dark yet impactful chapter in American history,